Testing, testing. Alright, that seems to be working. Hello everyone, this is Agent Bravo 7 again, and welcome to some other, I'm not a usual flyer in Europe, but in old Europe, but sometimes it's nice to have something to throw in some variety. So today we're gonna mirror as kind of a morning exercise. We are gonna fly just a pretty short airline flight for Aer Lingus. This is gonna be flight Aer Lingus 527 from Paris Charles de Gaulle Airport, which you can see here. This is a pretty good freeware airport. And from Paris Charles de Gaulle to Dublin Airport, Echo India Delta Whiskey. Usually on this flight they use Airbus A320s. Sadly, I don't have any Airbus in my fleet, so we're gonna use what they use for usually for transcontinental flights, Boeing 757-200s. This one is with Rolls-Royce engines and in their old livery. I personally like it much more than the new one updated. The updated one looks a little bit boring for me, in my personal opinion, but well, this is just me. So we are already loaded, generally ready to fly. We still have we're still powered from the GPU. So we will just close the plane and start her up and get to flying. We're flying on VATSIM, but we don't have any ATC right now. Hopefully we will have Dublin approach at the final leg of our flight. So, well, let's get to flying and see what it will bring us. Oh, and also we are going to be using for the flight the updated Navigraph charts. This is Navigraph charts beta. As you can see, it shows us both the star and seed for this flight, seed and RNAV approach that we are going to be using, or at least we want to be using it. Hopefully Dublin approach won't be against it much. This is our aircraft position. I actually really like this update. It can show even the overlays of the charts. Here, take a look. You can see right now it shows the overlay of the chart. This is gonna be our seed. Atrix 2 alpha. Atrix 2 alpha. One. Papa Golf 270. Papa Golf 276 and Atrix. 270, 276 and Atrix. So essentially it's all the same. I'm not even sure what's the difference between them. Atrix 2 alpha and 2 delta. Initial climb clearance, flight level 100. Let's actually open the Let's actually open the full chart, and we're gonna be using, I think this is gonna be another runway. Yeah, this is gonna be runway 27 left. No, this is correct. This is actually correct. Charts list, taxi map, airport chart. Nothing special here. Chart doesn't support moon maps. That's a shame. That shouldn't be much of a problem. Hey Kim, welcome. Welcome. Okay. We're gonna pin the airport chart. For departure, we're gonna pin Atrix 2 Alpha chart. Atrix 2 Alpha. Let's see. Yeah, here it is. Atrix 2 Alpha, which shows our position too. And this is basically what we're gonna have for departure today. Yeah, our initial climb is gonna be 10,000 and our transition altitude is 5,000. Let's keep it in mind. Okay. Parking brake reset. Remove chokes. Remove baggage loader. Fuel truck. And let's close the doors. We're still on GPU because we haven't started our APU yet. We have our inertial reference systems aligned already, but it doesn't show us anything yet because, well, we haven't programmed in our flight plan yet, so let's go ahead and set it up. Yeah, we're flying with pounds for today because I was a little too lazy. Well, I don't consider this flight like anything specifically serious, so I was just gonna use what I have set up for default, and for default I have pounds. Okay, position initialized. Punch in our route. Lima Foxtrot Papa Golf. It's gonna be our origin. And Dublin our destination. Flight number. Shamrock. Shamrock 527. For departure, we're gonna use runway 27 left and Ajax to Alpha. Seat. Runway 27 left and Matrix to alpha seed. Here it is. En route, we're gonna have uniform tango 225 airway. Then we point VSAN, uniform Lima 613, Sandy, uniform November 601, Leicester, uniform Papa 6, Rodo, uniform Lima 28, Leldo, Mike 145, so this will do for now. Let's check our route real quick. That looks pretty good. Back to map mode. And initialize our performance. Gross weight set. Reserve fuel for the flight is gonna be 49. Basically 5,000 plus 3,200. 3,100. Machine 7,000, so it would give us a hard time. Cruise altitude, flight level 340. Cost index is gonna be pretty low, only 10. And for the takeoff, outside temperature is 12 degrees. Wind active sky seem to be acting up again. Why? He doesn't want to give us anything. Okay, this is where to see the list. Yeah, for some reason Active Sky doesn't want to give us potable weather, so we'll just pick up condition at the destination aircraft from the app. This is gonna be a pressure 1010 millibars, 1010. And departure wind is gonna be 339 by 7. 9 by 7. Flaps. We're gonna be using 5 degrees of flaps for takeoff. Center of gravity 27. This is gonna be our takeoff speeds. Okay, cool. We have our FMS set up, so we can get back to our startup flows. EEC, fuel damper, engine fuel, engine hydraulic pumps, APU generator, main generators, start up the APU. It's firing up at 50% of the RPMs. We're gonna 50% of the RPMs we're gonna turn on the GPU starter because it doesn't turn off by itself, at least normally. And when it will stop showing APU generator off, we will connect to our APU and transfer our power, and we can disconnect our GPU now. Nope, we didn't do as I usually do. This shows a lot of stuff here. Anyway, we are at GPU now. Our emergency lights. Engine limiters, keep them on. It's 9th of April, so use the first set of engine starters. Engines to auto. This is gonna be... this one we'll take care of later. Window heats on. Passenger signs on. Pressurization system set up. Our destination airport is gonna be elevation 242. Something like that. to departure. And on the AC. Before anyone started to complain. And we have a nice warm air coming into the cabin. Okay, lights are as they should be. We can also turn on logo light, since it's a bit of the overcast here. Okay. Oxygen works. Back set. Actually, set up MCP first. Auto. Flight directors on. Indicator speed V2. Heading. Initial heading is gonna be 26. What is it? 27 left, right? This is gonna be 2. Hold on. Yeah, 27 left. 27 left. The initial heading is gonna be 265. Wait a minute. This could be kept at auto. Bank angle. $265. Initial altitude is gonna be flight level 100, 10,000. Double check what our FMS have in terms of enough. Economical climb. Speed transition to 70, transition altitude, speed restriction. Alright. This is generally what we're gonna have. Back to references. Okay, MCP, enough. MCP is set up. Here, altimeter set. Auto brakes. Rejected takeoff. This seems to be okay. Nothing unexpected. Takeoff power, takeoff. Flaps normal. Yeah, right, synchronize the altimeters. Computers both. This stuff is already at both. Ouch, that's brightness. Ow. I didn't expect that. Okay, and thrust reference both. Here we can open the legs page. Enable traffic display. Set the range 20 as I usually do on departure, weather radar. It's terrain. run the test. Cool. We will turn it on before takeoff. We can turn on our ground mode transponder. 2000 is the correct uncontrolled airspace European transponder code. And fire test. Okay, that's good. Actually, fire system test is well. This is the first time I ever performed the fire system test on this aircraft type, so it was quite interesting. Okay, let's read our departure checklist. Pre-flight checklist. Okay, flight instruments tested, oxygen tested, pressurization mode selector auto, flight instruments tested, park and brake set, fuel control switches at cutoff, and gear pins removed. Before start. Okay, let's see if anyone have shown up. Not sure why I closed the AccuMap. Negative. Still no one at Paris. Still no one at Paris. Okay. Let's do our before engine start flows and call the fuel truck. Fuel pumps are on. No problem here. Fuel is running. Engine pumps are on. Anti-air is not required. Anti-air is off, as it should be. Here everything is correct. These are cut off. Cool. I think we can announce our intentions and call for pushback. Golf traffic. Push and start. Gate. Gates. Let's see. X-ray. This is gonna be X-ray. Push and start. Terminal 1 X-ray. Lima Foxtrot Papa Golf. Current to cockpit, please show me where you want to go. Like that.
Run to cockpit. Two is driving up.
2 is driving up. Before start, checklist. Fuel checked and pumps on. Passenger signs set. Windows are locked. MCP mode control panel set. Takeoff thrust takeoff. Takeoff speeds checked. Serial provide complete. Radar and aileron trim 0. Text in takeoff briefing.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
This is 27 left. We will push and we'll push out and taxi via Delta and Quebec, and we'll just go through Quebec for takeoff briefing. Well, that's our departure procedure. Taking off to 75. Initial climb 10,000. Flight deck door locked. And red anti-collision light on.
Door connected and pipe being tested. Ready parking brake.
Parking brake released.
Starting pushback and you may start engine.
Thank you. Packs are going off. Pressure more than enough. Starting with engine 1. And ground start. Ouch. Forgot about the engine's display. Since we have Rolls-Royces, we will start them up when the N3 compressor, yes, it has 3 stages of compressor. When the N3 compressor reaches the purple line, the 27%. And EGT is, let's see, EGT is 40 degrees above 0, so we will switch immediately to run. Engines are stabilizing. Sorry, engine 1 is stabilizing. Seem to be stable. Switch to the generators. We can start engine 2. Alright. Four, 27.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Parking brake set.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Left back off, right back off. Okay. We are good here. Back to our air conditioning. Turn off isolation valve. Turn off APU bleed. And turn off APU itself. No failed systems. Neither is here.
We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Thank you. Thank you. Resetting the timers. And let's begin our taxi. Our okay. Ouch. Our taxi lights are runway turn off lights. Everything nice and cool here. Before taxi checklist. Anti-ice not required. Isolation switch off. Recall. Cool. Auto brake. RTO. Ground equipment clear. Left. And runway turn off switches off. We are ready to taxi. Traffic. Taxi to runway 27 left. Okay. Okay. Oh, nice. They added this mode. I don't remember if it was here. X are okay. Flight controls. Cool. Flaps 5. And takeoff trim 3.7. 3.7. Somewhere around here. Okay. Ouch. What was that? Okay, I once got lost at Chicago O'Hare Airport, even with taxi instructions from the controller. This one is honestly worse. Sorry, my dear Parisian, but this is just... Oh my goodness. Doesn't make much sense. Want to taxi tunnel. Tower 75. This is an opinion. Yeah. Well, I don't think we have air refueling here like well, one well-known model from lately. Yeah, so there is an opinion that 757 with Rolls-Royce RB Romeo Bravo 211s, it's almost overpowered because I think they have thrust comparable to 767. So, but keep in mind that 757 is a direct successor of 727, which is direct successor of 707, 707, which were considered long-range aircraft back in the day. So yeah, that honestly makes sense. Ouch. There's domestic terminal for Air France. And some more terminals here. Why are we so slow? No, Kim. 767 is 767 is a wide body, and 757 is basically 757 is basically narrow body with engines from almost wide body. I mean, after takeoff, I can double check that, but 757 has one of the biggest power to weight ratios in the commercial airliners flying today, or actually ever created. So it's definitely not worse than 76. And then for departure, cut 3, no. And hold in short. This is our hold in short line for 7. Traffic. Actually, let's get to our before takeoff checklist. Landing lights on. White anti-collision lights on. Anti-ice, anti-ice. I don't think we're gonna need it on the takeoff. Those are on. Takeoff clearance. Don't think it's obtained yet. The ARA mode on. And weather radar, weather mode, weather radar on. I think we need to tilt it up, just a little bit for now. It's gonna be around 5 degrees. Climb gradient. Traffic. Take off. 2-7 left. Parking brake off. Pull up engines to 1.1 ERP or 1.13 at this point. No one seems to be here. Big problems for us. Lined up. Takeoff clearance obtained. Auto throttle armed. And thrust mode. Takeoff power set. Airspeed's alive. 80 knots. Everything's going to be okay. V1. Rotate. Positive rate. Gear coming up. With 1,000 above. Thrust reduction. Still can't find the thing. By the flight director. Flaps going up. Flaps 1. Flaps 0. And we are in climb. Okay. By stupid habit, I'm still coordinating with the pedals, so well, actually with a stick twist. Well, this is a habit you need to remind yourself to forget about. Okay. Trimmed well. We can engage our autopilot. George can take over. At the same time, reset the altimeter. The radar back to 0. After takeoff checklist. Wait a minute. Awesome, I didn't read the before takeoff checklist. Great. Next step, trim set, flight goals check. Well, at least we didn't forget anything. After takeoff, packs auto, landing gear up and off, flaps up and 0, Altimeters set. Total air temperature +7. No need for anti-ice yet. And we can clear ourselves to our flight level. 340. There are no altitude restrictions on our departure route. Here we can put our departure chart as an overlay on the on the en route charts. Passing 10,000, landing lights off, logo light off, and passenger signs. Set to auto. My normal flight range 80 miles. See, we are already at 13,000 and we're still climbing at 300 at 3,000 feet per minute. 767 or actually any other modern jetliner won't do that. Yeah, as Dave, the 757 Spy likes to say, it's sports car of the airliners. Yeah, so 767. No, it can follow the... Oh, actually it can. Right, we're climbing. So for now, Boeing 767 and 75. Specifications, engines. Yeah, so Rolls-Royces RB211. They have... Okay, let's see, each or both? Should be each. Yeah, each. What did it do? As you can see, it has... it has 43 up to 43,000 pounds per feet. 43,000 pounds per foot of thrust. around 193 kilonewtons. For comparison, the most powerful engines of 737-900 have barely 27,000 pounds feet of thrust. So they are almost twice as powerful as the 737 engines. And 767, which is wide body, it has well, yeah, slightly more, which would be up to 60,000 pounds of thrust. But let's compare maximum takeoff weights. Up to 412 pounds compared to up to 273 pounds. So 200 and 43,000. Okay, 3,000 by 255 for our 757 200. Ouch. Guess I'm using the wrong units. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure, honestly. Interestingly, Tupolev 204 was using the same agents, so it kind of confirms that it was the direct competitor of 757. Or more like it was modeled after it, just like 727, just like 2154 was arguably modeled after 727. Yeah. Either way, two, three. Hi. Zero point 0.17. I'm not sure I calculated it correct, but this is what we have for 757, and for 76 we have yeah, right. I calculated it for one engine. That's my mistake. By 2 divided by 255,000. 0.34. 0.34. Yeah, no, I remember it's somewhere around 0.3, but well, I forgot that this lists the power of only one engine. So for 2 engines it's 0.34, and for 767, I mean, yeah. And for 767, the best would be 767-200 with ER engines. 60,000 by 2 and divided by 315 for a standard version. Yeah, it's actually slightly better. But I think it doesn't have it on every aircraft. But yeah, that's actually interesting. Okay. Right. Let's continue. We are at our cruise altitude. 6,000. Back to heading. Actually set the heading to our current track. Everything seems to be okay with the aircraft. And we're right now approaching the English Channel. Almost overcast here. Yeah, here's the channel. Yeah, I do, Kim. I do own the 767 by flight factor. Oh my goodness, well, why are you lagging? Yeah, I don't just own a 767 by flight factor. I actually made an almost ridiculous flight cargo from basically from the United States to Brazil. Huh. Let's see. Kim, this is actually well, this is actually a good question, but generally they tend to update them in parallel. Ouch. I'm sorry. actually UPS. Yeah, here it is. I did this almost crazy UPS flight between Atlanta and Rio de Janeiro. It was a long haul. It took me 10 hours to finish it. Well, why I chose this long haul, because it wasn't involving any oceanic procedures, which I am not familiar yet with. Okay, so 7.5 versus 7.6. First, they update them right now in parallel. They fix the same bugs since it's... no, I think I've been in the cockpit for the whole time. I mean, 10 hours isn't that completely crazy, so... it wasn't too bad. I mean, of course I ate, of course I did some small chores on the flight, but no, I didn't sleep. I started it after waking up, and basically I just flew it through. So 757 versus okay. So right now they update them in parallel. Hey Ground Point Nina, welcome to the stream. Indiana, not sure if you knew, one of our controllers on pilotage is from Chelyabinsk. Let me guess, it's the lady who often controls... it's the lady who often controls the ZLA. Actually, I think they rotate for the whole area, but either way, yeah, it actually sounds interesting. Eugen, copy that. So it's a guy. Okay, good to know. And my apologies to him for if you're gonna be watching the VOD or watching now. Either way, so they update 757 and 767 at the same time. They fix the same bugs. The texture quality for the cockpit is slightly better in 757, but I would say that it's practically unnoticeable. So the texture quality is almost the same for them. In some small places, they are better in the 7.5, but it's almost the same, I'd say. And generally, since the updates are released at almost the same time, it comes down to what you prefer to fly. 767 actually feels a little heavier, despite almost the same type rating for the same type rating for 7.5 and 7.6. 7.6 feels heavier, 7.6 holds more, and 7.6 flies further. Like 767 is a proper long-haul aircraft which can easily jump continent to continent. 7.5 is more of a medium range. It can cross the ocean. It can cross the Atlantic, but it's only on the short routes. For example, Dublin to New York, Dublin to Boston, something along those lines. I would put it that way. If you have and fly Zibo or 727 or some other medium range, or some other medium range, 757 would be a bit excessive for you, so you would like to get 767. Also, 767 is honestly the only viable long hauler for Explain right now, because 777 or A350, they are basically they're great by basically unfinished. There is no viable A380 or 747 for Explain at this point, and generally that's your only long haul option. Yeah, if you don't like Zibo, definitely get 757. You control Minneapolis on VATSIM at least once a week. Should come out that way sometimes if you look into practice US procedures more. Thanks, I will. I'm honestly looking forward to flying in the Minneapolis area. I mean, I usually fly more in the southern parts, but well, it's good to sometimes visit north. So yeah, I will definitely visit. Just let his head out briefly, fresh air each day. Okay. Okay. Nah, I'm definitely taking this suggestion. How's the stream for you guys right now? It shows me it has a little bit of frame drops and problems in the bitrate. I'm not sure if that's my internet connection or... Well, the CPU load seems to be okay. Alright. We're already above England. We are actually gonna... Okay, a little lag, mostly because of the active sky clouds. We're somewhere above London right now. Ouch. That was a lag. That UK is quite a mess if you ask me. That's the main reason I'm not flying in the Great Britain. Mostly because I prefer to fly with ATC, and the only option for UK right now is VATSIM, and VAT UK is just awful. A lot of crazy, often little pilots, often kids as pilots. The controllers get angry at them. The controllers are always on edge, and it's really easy to get in trouble in VAT UK. Yeah, ground point niner. I plan on becoming a real world pilot, and honestly, I try to learn something for my future real flying on every flight. I'm actually planning to take this route after going to the after moving to the US. I'm actually planning to enlist in the US Air Force. Even if I won't become a pilot for them, I might just take advantage of their flying clubs, and it will turn out much cheaper than using than going any commercial route. And honestly, okay, I'm gonna go a little political there, but I honestly think that United States is the nation that has the right to be basically the United States is the nation that does the most for the advance of the whole world. Well, definitely, I'm not talking President Trump, but the general course of the nation is to advance the whole planet, and U.S. military is the way to keep this planet safe. So I really want to dedicate at least part of my life to this military. So yeah, I'm going the United States Air Force route. Yeah, yeah. I am from Russia, sadly. Sadly, because I honestly never never identified with these people, with this culture. It's just, for some reason, it's just so off for me. Even with the best of this culture, even with the most ingenious, even with the most passionate. Honestly, my fiancée even doesn't consider me Russian. She just she just says that I can't be anything but American, in her opinion. And she is born from Vegas, and she lives in Texas now, so I think she could be trusted on this one. Why is it jumps like crazy? I do one little scroll with my scroll wheel and it just just jumps around. It's a little annoying. I think we can clean up the pin board. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Yeah, America is honestly the land of freedom. Freedom in the skies, freedom in the minds, freedom in opinions. Honestly, freedom and self-expression, because people really like to say that in the US you can't self-express, you can't you will be frowned upon, you will get into trouble. This trouble you would get into in the United States, even in the South. Okay, how to put this? The most intolerant and the most biased person in the southern US would be still more tolerant and less biased than a typical Russian person. I'm not saying it's bad for the Russians. They make do. They live their own lives. They generally like it. Just not my way. Okay. Sadly, Dublin approach went offline. So I think we're there on our own. Which means we can look up our approach procedures beforehand. Bags 1 Romeo. I honestly wish you could pin the chart from the well, right now you can pin the chart to the a pin board only if you're looking at it in the what is it called? In the airport charts overview, in the charts list. Here, this pin marks. Doesn't matter which way you open the chart from the other places, there is no way to pin them. Okay, our star is gonna be our star is gonna be Bags 1 Romeo. We're just fixing this stuff up. Bags 1 Romeo. Yeah, here it is. It will actually require MP. Bexo 1 Romeo. Our approach is gonna be on the other hand, I would say that we don't really need the oh, here's how you find it. We don't really need the pin border with the instant charts pick from the live map. Still, it would be nice if you could be able to do this. That would be useful too. Hey Dave, welcome. Yeah, this is 757, this is 757-200. And this is a Shamrock. With the most powerful Rolls-Royce engines. Usually on this route they use A320, but since I don't have it, I'm using what I have in their fleet. Yeah, that's true, 757 Spy, but I don't know, it looks just a little bit weird to me. 767 300 of the same length, honestly looks more sensible. But this is my personal opinion. Okay, it looks like we're coming up on our open descent. No, Dave. Trust me, you won't be able to stir up trouble with me. This is actually interesting. It says we are approaching our top of descent already. Okay. Let's set up our arrival then. This is gonna be a Bexo 1 Romeo. Now approach 10. Transition at waypoint Nickel. Execute. And now top of descent looks makes more sense. Now let's take a look at our actual approach chart. This is our Bexo. At Asdor flight level 20. Each Kim, have to do a quick shock run to be back for the landing. Okay, Kim. Take care. See. At Asdor flight level 80. This is correct. At Nickel above 4000. Otherwise, okay, at 3 sub 3000 or above. It got at 3000 exactly. Mandatory 3000. And our LPV, since we have LPV on this aircraft, we are going to be using the minimums of question, why does it show us the normal charts instead of cow? Guys, I believe we're gonna have to do this again. Okay, our star is gonna be this one. Oh, it looks it doesn't have the cow charts. Yeah. Can be changed by editing flight. Oh, I think I have care for them. Oh, okay. Interesting. Right. I guess I completely forget about this. Is all. Okay, back to the charts. Here it is. Here it is. Approach enough. Cow charts. Yes, they are here. And taxi charts. Airport. This we just checked out. Huh. It seems that from the pinport we can only open the normal charts. Well, that's unfortunate, but we can live with that. We are category Charlie. Category Charlie means our decision height is gonna be 343. Actually, let's just let 350. 350 here, 350 there. And guys, if you'll excuse me, I'll take a minute off for the break. Be right back. Okay guys, I'm back with you. We are approaching our top of descent. It's actually 20 miles out. And we're lagging here because it tries to open our charts that we don't need right now. Come on. Stop lagging. Okay, descent checklist. Pressurization. Landing altitude set. Recall. Yeah, thank you. And nothing else. 8,000. 8,000. There's no one to clear us there. So we will do this on our own. Call checked. Auto brake. Let's go ahead with 2 as per usual. Landing data. Of course we didn't do this. Let's go with flaps 25. Mostly mostly for the fuel economy reasons. Okay, landing data VRF sent. Approach briefing complete. Basically what we just did. Okay. Heading set forward. Okay, will it work now? Nope. Honestly, no idea why. Okay, we're descending exactly on profile. Destination Dublin, weather wind 63 at 12, pressure 3006. Pressure actually 1018 QNH. 1018. Ouch. Run altimeter. Mentioned into the standby. Our transition altitude is gonna be... What is it gonna be? Transition flight level. I don't see it anywhere. Okay. Okay, transition altitude 5000 feet. So at 5000 feet we will set our altimeter settings. Why does Europe has so low transition levels? Makes you wonder, does it? As a matter of fact, let's open the seed, actually star, let's open the star overlay on the map. It will give us a better perspective of what to expect here. Sorry guys, I'm snaking right now on some M&Ms, chocolate ones. Yeah, not peanuts. That's why I'm muting my mic, so you won't hear me munching. Okay, coming up on waypoint landmark. Everything looks good so far. Perfect on the fuel. Less than the half used, actually. Oh my goodness. Should I guys remind you that VAT UK is a mess? Even a supervisor showing up. No need for the panic. I mean, I'm not typing on Unicom something like VAT UK is cancer or something like that. That I definitely never did, and definitely not even thought about doing the other day. Around 100 miles out. Sorry. Around 100 miles out, I think it will make sense to announce our intentions, since we're technically gonna be in the vicinity of the airport. Till then, no real need to. Actually, there is now a huge need to announce everything from the from descending from the flight level to anything else. The only things you really need to announce is your actions in the vicinity of the actual airports. All the other stuff is recommended to sort out basically outside this frequency, but still there's no crime in it, so it's just this information would be mostly useless for the fellow pilots. Yeah, that's true, Dave. That's true. I mean, if you're landing at some airport that literally no one in the vicinity of there's no one around in the radius of 200 miles, I don't think you actually need to announce any kind of actions on the Unicom. I mean, that's something you can easily check on VATSIM, unlike real life. Oh my goodness. Battery case so tiring. Mm-hmm. And we're entering the star territory. I think that would make sense to announce our channel here. Traffic. Sending via Exo 1 Romeo. Okay. Initial approach fix. Initial approach fix is gonna be Nekil. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Traffic 12,000. Ekran. Something like that. Maximum speed of 230 knots, 250 below 10,000 and 230 on this circle. Somewhere around here we should be slowing down. No, it's not. Rank is not required. Okay, at 250 knots. At 250 knots, we're gonna turn on our landing lights. No smoking and seatbelt signs. approach checklist. Altimeters checked. Okay, altimeter. Let's pick up the weather update if there's any. 1018. Still QNH10 and 1018. Altimeters checked and navigates. Should I not set up the ILS? I mean, technically it won't hurt, but whatever. 108.9. .9 and 0.98. Still receiving the VR. Here we don't need to set up anything. Yeah, thanks, Dave. I actually know this part. The shortcut to synchronize the altimeters. Yeah, that's the thing. I set up right now only my standby altimeter just as a reminder to set it up when I will be on the on the transition altitude. The transition altitude is flight level 050, so it's a long way to setting it up yet. Yeah, this is just as sent to us. Ouch. Here we go. 230. Well, the transition altitude is actually in the descent FMS. Actually, let's see here. Yeah, transition altitude is normally here, but I picked it up from the approach chart. Here I just remember the what's it called? The actual pressure settings. But yeah, it's really useful. Standby altimeter doesn't affect any other parts of the plane, so perfect to be used as a normal reminder. Traffic 1000. Thousand 50 miles out. Or runway 10. Let's open our landing checklist beforehand. I'm kind of a little disappointed that this thing doesn't show you. This thing doesn't show you bearing to the VOR. But, well. Oh, right, we have a radiomagnetic indicator. Which isn't too bad. Hey Jim Reaper, thanks for the follow, welcome to the agency. We are on approach to Dublin International Airport in a beautiful 757. Okay. Hey Kim, welcome back. You are just in time. Okay, let's consider ourselves clear to the next fixed altitude. 4,000. Not too bad, Dream Reaper, not too bad. Great way to spend the time in flight, if you ask me. Since we're clear to 4,000... Okay, this is almost impossible. There is almost no traffic in the vicinity of Dublin. And we are descending. Flaps 25. I believe we can begin our slowing down right now. Planes goes back to approach course. This is gonna be our nav approach. I think we can open the chart already. Maximum 230 knots. At resap maximum to 20. Want her to start extending our flaps because we're gonna be using them. As our makeshift air brakes. Flaps 1 set. Resap 3000 or above. Slippery plane, don't you think? Traffic. ADB traffic. Final. Okay, at Gannett, mandatory 3000. This is gonna be mandatory 3000. You know what? Okay, let's see. Airplane. Okay, I see. So it can fly, so the autopilot can fly the our nav approaches. So it seems. Right. Then it's gonna be okay, we just passed Gannett. Gonna be still 3. What about disconnect? Catch up to our descent profile. Right. Zero. Speed brakes armed. Gear going down. Cabin secured. Speed brake armed. Landing gear down. Flaps out. completely forgot about the speeds. 131, 136. Looking good. Oh my goodness. If we are gonna be correct that, I'm gonna be impressed.
1,000. Sink rate. Pull up. Pull up.
Yep. Here we go.
Pull up. 500.
20, 25. Yeah, guys, that didn't exactly go as planned. Weirdly, we are stable, so landing. Yep, even flaps are correct.
Sink rate. 100.
100.
50. Sink rate. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Reverse is green. Reverse power set. Speed brakes are out. 80 knots. Reverse is closed. Manual braking. Excuse me. Autopilot what? And we're clear of the runway. So, welcome to Dublin, guys. Yeah, I mean, for this approach, it was it was weirdly good landing. Okay, lights to the for the ground ops. Start the GPU. Sorry, APU. Auto brakes off. Ouch. Yeah, obviously. Close the speed brakes. Flaps to 0. And APU to run. Also weather radar off. Mode test. And altimeter to standby. Sorry. Transponder to standby. So, I think we're good. Let's taxi to the gate. Here with traffic. 10 vacated. Okay, I believe the most sensible way is gonna be Whiskey 1, Hotel 1, then F3 and 2, and via link 2 to this terminal for the international departures. clear up the messages. This is honestly, guys, why you have two people in the cockpit. Partially because when you try to sort out the approach, especially if it's not a basic ILS, it's kind of a mess. Traffic cross 16. Oh. All right. Have now. Okay, link 4. Let's get to Foxtrot 3. Link 3. Sadly, I'm not using the PWR scenery for Dublin. Hadn't a chance to grab it yet, but it's definitely on my shopping list. And this is apron 6. Ouch. It wasn't really good. Taxiing. But hey. This we got there. G, 3. This is 752. Parking brake set. APU generator connected. APU bleed on. And blades going off. Okay. So let's see how bad it was. Oh, 105. Not too bad. And still within the touchdown zone, so I'd say that was pretty good. And another mistake. I didn't actually set the altimeters. Bad pilot, Diana. Bad pilot. Okay, long story so bottom line, the approach was a mess. So really sorry about that, guys. This is not how you pilot. Either way, we are now safely on the ground. Let's connect our ground stuff. Open the service doors. Open the exit. Open the baggage doors. Okay, call the baggage loader too. Turn on the anti-condition lights. Linen lights are off. Those are off. Connect to ground power. Turn off this stuff. So guys, this is it. Let's leave the aircraft to the next crew that will most likely take it to the across the pond, which is the actual purpose of the Aer Lingus 757s. And thanks to everyone who was with me for this flight. I hope to see you on the next one. If you like my videos, follow me. If you really like them, you can even subscribe. And I hope to see you on the next one. Now let's now for some ATC action. Let's visit .develop.
Having 130, sorry.
Yeah, no worries. There seem to be some